Ooh, what is up, everybody? Doing a little back day here, so good Saturday morning workout. Started the lift with some pull-ups, 10 reps each set, 3 sets of 10, really just to warm up those lats. Did mostly lats today. Um, and the good thing about pull-ups is it's one of those exercises that really just opens up your back, and I recommend starting with them. Wouldn't really finish with them because you're going to be so fatigued, you won't get quality reps, so just go wide. I think each set I went a little bit wider. But yeah, so the good thing about pull-ups is they really hit those top part of the upper lat to where when you're on stage, it just gives off that extra little whip to that back. And just on these pull-ups, just make sure that you keep your head up, chest up, and just really pull with those lats. You guys know me, I love starting with barbell rows for back, whatever. But, this is just one of those exercises. Ooh, went a little bit wider here, I think. This is my last set, and this this set felt way easier than the rest. And think about pull-ups, guys. This is one of those exercises, too, where you have to practice it to ace it and to really be really good at it. So when I first did these last year, I struggled, can only get like 2 or 3. And just, if you struggle with this, simply just put a box below you and just kind of spot yourself using the box with your feet to help you push if you need it. Or just have somebody below you kind of helping you. So, again, like I said earlier, I love starting my workouts with, compound lifts like a T-bar, everything like that. But, just if you struggle to really get that stretch in that back, this is really going to help you out. And just such a healthy movement. It really is very athletic. And just you have to really practice it to get good at it. So, all right, so the first 2-3 exercises, did mostly lats. So on this, I wanted to do lat pull downs, but it was taken, so I did this movement here. So I did the wide grip. So basically, guys, on this movement here, you want to get that stretch at the bottom. Obviously, press with your feet, with your toes, not your feet. So the whole foot's not on the pad, but I'm pulling with that pinky at the very top of the movement right there. I'm just pulling with that pinky, keeping the elbows flared out so those lats are being hit, not the upper back. So I'm still hitting the same spot those pull-ups did, that little very top of that upper back. So this really nails that area. So again, I'm not tucking in those elbows. In this second, I think right here's a way better angle of that so you can see what I'm talking about. So again, just watch the where I take the arms, the elbows. So back, in my opinion, guys, and it's honestly a fact, back is the hardest muscle to train. Intensity-wise, it's obviously legs. But back is just so hard to train correctly. It's very hard. As you can see what the elbows are doing. See how they're kind of flaring out at the top right there? So that kind of forces those upper lats to be contracted. See the very top of the back contracting? Like right there. And so, this is a rhythm exercise. So I'm taking my time. Do not rush the eccentric. And just really get that stretch. And again, those pull-ups help that back just open up completely. So, getting wider every week. And I did have another angle of this, but it didn't, for some reason, the camera did not record it. So I'm just going to do the same one again. But we did 3 sets. I'm just going to put this clip on here again to kind of make up for what I didn't film. So we did 3 sets of this. And guys, but when I'm off season right now, I had a show in August, so I've been kind of that post-rebound phase. So my body is really growing off that rebound. So it's the best my body's done post-show. So staying lean, which is good. But when I'm off season, I really don't count reps, sets. I just kind of go. It's just one of those things where, if you come in and train your 3 sets of 10, 4 sets of 12, whatever, it's like if you stop at 12 reps, you easily got like 5 more. It's just, I don't like that mindset of just having a specific number you have to hit. Just go until you feel like you've done the damage. That's how I train. I really don't. Because the thing is, if you're trying, and it kind of screws up your mind-muscle connection when you're thinking of a number instead of really trying to connect to that muscle. So, especially with back, because back, like I just said, is very difficult to train. So, that's also why I love training back, because every workout is different. Nothing's ever the same and stuff like that. Unless I'm progressively overloading on one exercise, which I'm going to start doing since my rebound phase is pretty much over. So now I'm just growing. All right, but anyway, little motivation right there, I guess. So dumbbell single arm rows, standing up. Now, this is a position here. So there's multiple ways you can do this exercise. Here, it kind of gives away my power. So there'll be another angle here in a second of this. I did 3 sets of this as well. Here we go. So again, my feet positioning, I don't know, you can't see my feet, but basically I'm standing very stiff on my feet, and that kind of forces that lat to be isolated. So I'm taking it to the bottom, stopping for a second, then kind of rotating that elbow, wrap around the body. Because, again, this exercise everybody does incorrectly. Again, like I said, there's many ways to do this. If I wanted more power, see, I'm only doing only went up to 75 on this. But if I really want to load up the weight, do hundreds, I would easily do it on the dumbbell rack over there and stay lower to the ground and just rep it out that way. But here it's really isolating. I'm staying taller on this, really stretching that lat. So as you can see, I'm locking in. I'm using that right hand to brace, and the right foot's out. And I'm just trying to wrap that elbow. The mindset of this exercise is here I'm kind of hitting more lower lats. Again, we just hit upper lats. So now we're really digging low here. It's almost to that lower back. You see that elbow, how it's kind of wrapping around? The goal is to keep your torso straight as much as possible. It's going to move a little bit, but the goal is you want to keep yourself braced in there as much as possible. So on any type of a single arm movement, press, raise, whatever it is, a curl, always start with your weak arm. For me, for some reason, I'm right-handed, and my right arm is weaker it's weaker on a lot of stuff. So I start with my right arm on this. So again, about the bracing in, the left arm is pressing in, and I'm pressing down. You can't see the leg, but I'm pressing down into the ground with that left leg. At the same time, I'm pushing with that hand. So that way I'm braced in there. It helps keep my torso straight. So as you can see, that elbow is going lower. It's wrapping around that back, and that's the movement you want, especially if you want to isolate. So again, I think I did 75s here. Again, this is a movement that it's hard to go heavy, and you won't be able to go heavy or as heavy as you want. But again, weight does not matter on certain exercises. I mean, this is my third movement in the workout. It's like my power is most likely almost gone. So power comes from those first 2 movements, and then which pull-ups can be definitely a power movement if you wanted them to be. Throw some weight on there, get that belt that has weight, that one talking about with the dips and everything. So do some weighted pull-ups. So those are always good. Once I get better at pull-ups, I'll start doing those. So here we go, just wrapping around that back, getting that lat just on fire. At this point in the workout, my lats were on fire, so I'm going to literally just drop that shit. So I think that was the last set, yep. So now we're going to do some strictly upper back. This machine is, for me, it's not that great, but luckily I connected with it over the years. So here upper back, I'm sitting low on this seat, so that way that upper back is being hit. This is also another exercise that people do not do right. You might think it's so simple, you just move the weight back and forth with your arms, but it's so much more than that. Ooh, I was saying it was light. Got my boy Nick spot me on this set, so went up in weight, first working set. So on this movement, guys, it's very, very important to really lock into your back before you start. Right here, I actually said it to myself. So right here, I'm locked into that upper back. Boom. So again, if you wanted to do lats on this, keep those elbows in tighter and do not let go at the top for upper back or lats. Really, really do not let go on those arms. It's very hard to do once you start fatiguing. I think I caught myself doing it a few times the next set. So here I'm doing a good job keeping that back locked in and don't let it go. So once you start fatiguing, which is about right here, it's very important to not let go of that back. Because what happens is the shoulders are leading the movement instead of the back.
Pulling the whole thing.
The whole machine moved that last rep. Sometimes when I press into the floor on this, since my quads are locked in there, sometimes the machine moves. So Nick kind of stopped it from doing that. So watch what I'm talking about so right here, before you even start lifting it up, I'll lock it in right there. And now the upper back is pulling this, not my shoulders. Boom. Boom. So you kind of stop going up 3/4 of the way. So you don't go all the way up and then pull it back. You keep it right there, then go. So once I start fatiguing, actually, I think I did a few reps not right. I think it was right here. No, that was good too. See right there, I let go. See how I let go right there? Even Martin, my training coach's dad, caught me on that. He said, "Don't let go." This is why back is so hard to train, because it's like, especially on the fatiguing part right here, you see how I'm letting go. So it's very hard to train correctly back. So again, if you get at least 6 to 7 quality reps at your top set, that's good enough in my opinion. So don't make every rep like that to where your shoulders are leading the movement. All right, so back on a little machine. So we're doing another single arm movement again, starting with that weak arm, the right. So on this, my training coach's dad, Martin, I got to show you guys who that is, but so he taught me this movement here. It looks so simple, but see, I'm kind of opening up that right leg to where I'm not really facing all the way forward. So that little change in the movement with your legs opens up your back even more. On this movement here, it's still lats, kind of upper back as well, kind of just all that side part of the back, kind of hits everything on that part. So again, just that little extra, when you open your legs up like that, it kind of gives you a little more stretching room to pull it back all the way. So it's really nice. A little different angle here. So I did 2 sets of that single arm. Now I'm just going to do both arms. As you can see here, again, this is kind of simulates the previous exercise we did with that machine. So kind of hitting more of that middle back, kind of sitting higher on the seat, kind of see how it's bringing it low. So I'm kind of gripping it high, still stretching that back see right here. See that stretch that back gets? Boom, right there. Again, there's no rush on this, guys. I see too many people rushing this movement, just kind of going through the motions, not really feeling it. Again, a lot of competitions, guys, they are one from the back. Those hamstring, glutes, upper, back. I mean, bodybuilding shows are one from the back. So back is just one of those muscles that is just very hard to develop. So no reason to rush these exercises. But, I mean, everybody has a chest, shoulders, arms, but their quads, they lack the backside. So take your back workout seriously and just really attack those hamstrings as well. But anyway, guys, so again, as you can see, you can kind of see that middle back getting in there on this movement, a little upper back as well. So I think I finished the workout with some hyperextensions because we really didn't hit lower back as of yet. So there's so many muscles on the back. It's just, you can't leave anything out. It's just a very, very good exercise right here. Single and both arms, both are good. Play around with both. So, all right, we finished off with some seated rows, close grip. So now we're really kind of hitting, again, I did these very strict. If I were to do these for more power, second exercise of the workout, I would definitely full stack and just kind of really rip into that middle to lower back. But here, really just kind of, at this point in the workout, the power's gone. My strength is almost gone. So here I was just kind of doing 130, just really squeezing that middle to lower back. And this is kind of textbook what the trainers tell you to do. Again, this is an exercise right here you could do a lot of different ways, but here I'm really just trying to keep on this exercise, you want to keep your chest up, head up, and just really get those elbows back as far as possible. But here I'm really just trying to isolate that middle back. And the good thing about this movement, the way I'm doing it here, really strict and isolated, is that it really helps you, when you're on stage, about to hit that pose of back double, whatever it is, get yourself set up. This really helps with that. And it gets those muscles popping on stage. So it's really good to do exercises like this, even off season, to where you really build that connection. And that way on stage, it's just there. You ain't got to think about it. So, but here, it's really good to have a spotter if you want one, to really help you. They're kind of pushing your back towards you to kind of keep your back straight. And that way you don't cheat the movement. So But again, I don't do this type movement often, especially this way. You see how I kind of got that extra little squeeze at the top? Look at this. Right here. Ooh, right there. I'm kind of just getting that extra squeeze. It's really good when you start fatiguing, do that. Again, this is a good exercise to have a spotter, though. You know, they can actually help you move it back, or they can stay behind you to keep your back straight, whatever. So, again, wouldn't do this movement the way I'm doing it kind of at the beginning of the workout. Because at the beginning of the workout, you want your power. You know, you want your power movements, and then isolate, and then burn it out if you want to. So, again, this is my last set. You see, I'm pulling it really low, like it's going towards my waist. So it's like that. I'm really getting that lower, that Christmas tree back there. So that's what I'm kind of working right here. That way, when I cut down, it'll just be popping. So get those striations. All right, little old school lower lats. We hit lower lats earlier, I think, with that machine. But here we're really hitting those lower lats for sure. So, again, this is not a easy exercise. And what I mean by easy, it's very hard to connect with. If you're trying to develop your lower back, lower lats, this is a good one to do. Again, I'm sitting on a little 12-inch box, man spreading a little bit to get those legs out. That way, legs get out of the way. Basically, I'm kind of, almost looks like I'm crunching inward. And what that does is the first thing you want to do is get those elbows out in front of you. That way those lats are being worked. As you see, the legs are out of the way. The elbows stay in tight. So I'm not flaring the elbows, keeping them tucked in. And just at the very bottom of the movement, I'm just squeezing and kind of going inwards to where those lower lats are being hit. So this is not easy to do. And I guarantee you, people are going to look at you and be like, what are you working right here? And it's like, well, if you see a guy that's jacked doing this, it's like, kind of think, okay, it's obviously doing something. So you can honestly see that whole back just working right there. So I think I hit a little, here we go, little lat spread right here. Let's see how it's looking. Let me get into it. Here we go. Woo! That's getting wide. All right. Free weight, hyperextensions, good lower back movement. And sometimes I start with this movement of the workout if it's back. If my back's feeling stiff one day, I'll start with this and then get into my compound. So very rarely I do that, but sometimes I do, especially when I get ready for a show. But, you know, I'm off season now, so nice way to finish off. I didn't do any weight on this because my back at that point was feeling done. So didn't want to do any weight. Again, if I do want to start with this, I will do weight. But here, see my hand positioning on this? Kind of setting my hands low towards my waist. That way, I'm getting a little extra squeeze without even moving my hands at all. It's just already in position. You can kind of see that upper back getting in there too. Watch at the very top. Boom, right there. So, again, no glutes here. If you want more glutes on this, obviously, I wouldn't go up as far on the movement. So see how far I'm going up. If you want more glutes, just kind of go almost halfway up, go halfway up. So again, this is a very, very basic movement here. Just kind of finishing off that back. All right, finished off a little biceps. My arms are really, they're developed, but my biceps still, to me, are a weak point. So I'm hitting biceps as much as I can. Obviously, letting them recover at the same time. So a lot of cheat curls for them right now, a lot of heavy weight. That's really helped my arms developed over the years. So for biceps, for me, the cheat curl with the bar or barbell curls, it's my foundation exercise for biceps. So I don't ever run away from those, especially when I'm cut down. So I only did about 2 sets of, laying back curls here. It's one of my favorite movements for arms because that stretch at the bottom is just insane. Look at the stretch they get on this. It feels incredible even after back day because the biceps, even when your connection to your back's good, your biceps still get worked a little bit on back day. So always sneak in some curls on back day but if you're going to do arms after back day, totally fine with it, but don't throw them in between your back workout, your sets of back. Just do them at the end of your back workout. Don't do it in between your sets of back. It'll mess up your back connection. All right, then I did just, lightweight, 35 pounds, really nothing for me. So I was just kind of getting some blood in those biceps. Just make sure, guys, when you're doing curls, I know it's pretty basic stuff, but some of y'all may not know this, but shocking, I know. But make sure you get that rotation of that wrist at the top. I like to do alternating curls like I'm doing here. So I like to kind of lean over a little bit when I'm doing, see the left arm, I'm kind of leaning over. I'll have a back angle here in a second. Here we go. Now you can kind of see what I'm talking about. So alternating curls, what I like to do is do 2 reps each arm and then alternate to the other. It's what I like to do mostly. Kind of Phil Heath kind of stuff. So here, see how I kind of lean over a little bit on the arm I'm doing? So that kind of, for me, that really prioritizes and really gets that bicep squeeze at the top. It kind of helps. I don't like to stay really strict on bicep curls. I like to get that arm moving. Again, if you guys stick with textbook type exercises like, your bicep curls, you got to keep your back straight. If you do all that stuff, you're going to have a very, very weak body, very fragile body, and that's not a good thing to have. So if you're doing any kind of a curl, press, whatever, don't be so locked in there. Don't be so strict. Get that body moving. It's like if you have a good connection to your biceps, which I do, you can get away with kind of doing stuff like this where you can kind of like let it loose, don't be so strict. It's like, don't believe all the textbooks. There are people who are book smart and they'll tell you you're doing it wrong, but you look at their biceps and you just laugh. It's like, okay, my arms are bigger than yours, so shut up. It's like, it's just, I don't listen to those people who tell me what to do. It's like, oh, I'm bigger than you, so, it's like I don't listen. So, and I'll put money on it that those people that tell you you're doing it wrong, I bet you they wear a belt. They brace up for every exercise, and I'm like, I go raw and everything. I don't wear belts, straps, anything, and I'm healthy as can be. So, don't wear a belt. Don't do anything like that.